Hello there, friends. Hi, hi, hi. I am Michelle, and I'm jumping on here a little bit to talk to you about my story. So, I started as a Beachbody coach in December of 2015, so it's been almost 5 years for me. And I got into it by accident. A friend asked me to be her accountability partner when she was getting started, and I needed to make some changes in my health. I felt like I was probably 40 pounds overweight, and I was smoking a pack a day plus of cigarettes, and I really needed to make some changes. So I started on that process, did really well. I've lost 40 pounds and I've quit smoking, which was my goals. But then I kind of found a purpose on the way because I had friends asking me how I was getting the results and what I was doing. So I started sharing that a little bit, and then I found um, mamas that really needed to change their life or they weren't going to be around for their families. And my grandmother died of heart disease. My grandpa died of heart disease. Um, my aunt also died of a heart attack at 49. So a lot of my family were dying pretty young. I was 44 years old. I didn't want to be a statistic. And I also wanted to prevent my friends and family from becoming statistics as well. So I've been on a mission to try to help people live healthier, happier lives. Um, but I didn't have any time. And what I realized was that every time I said that I didn't have time, it was because I didn't believe that I could do it, or I didn't believe it was a viable option. And hanging around this community will really teach you how to believe in yourself and to learn time management skills. You learn so much personal development, and that, yeah, I mean, it just was a blessing for me. So I, in my idealistic self, want to change the world. And I think that the only way for me to change the world is by changing the women. And I think that if we can impact and empower and build confidence in women, that they will make better decisions for their families and for themselves. And when they do that, that changes the world. Um, I believe in kindness, and this community has been so kind to me. I have um, so many wonderful stories. My uncle married one of my friends because of Beachbody. And that's a long story, but it's certainly worth listening to, so I'll share it one of these days. But that there's just so many opportunities. My husband and I have been on personal development retreats. It has really made a difference in my personal confidence level and how I show up in the world. So I encourage you, if you for a second think that you would like to do it, but you're worried that you don't have time, to maybe think about your belief, and do you really believe in yourself and how you might be able to squish in a little bit here and there, because I learned that you cannot trade enough time for money to get ahead. You just don't have it. I was working 80 hours a week when I started this business, working 3 part-time jobs, and there just wasn't any end in sight for me to see how I was going to be able to dig myself out of this hole. And I have learned that having a business of my own where nobody determines my worth is very empowering. And I think that all women should have their own source of income so that they never feel trapped and like they have to depend on somebody else in order to feed their families and themselves. So for me, it feels a lot like a calling. Um, and I think, what the magic that I learned was a lot of time management skills, but also, I learned about social media and how to be more efficient in everything that I do, that you can, literally just find pockets, mini pockets of time, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. But the bottom line is, if you go into this business knowing that you're going to make friends for a living, it's really, really, I don't know, I would say easy, but it does take work. For sure, but I love that we get to make friends for a living and also save lives and get healthy ourselves in the process.